Hey guys, it's Erica. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be something new for me. I'm going to be doing a review and first impression of Wet n Wild's new summer limited edition collection, Flights of Fancy. This is the packaging of the box. This is the inside with the products included. So this collection includes 3 baked blushes, 3 eyeshadow quads, 4 lip glosses, 2 metallic eyeliners, a lip scrub, and a primer setting spray. This retails for $34.99. However, you do not have to buy the collection, the entire collection edition. These products are available to be purchased separately. Now, I don't know if they are available in stores yet. I purchased mine online. So yeah, I also have some other Wet n Wild products that I do have that is not a part of the collection, and I'll be using those in the video as well. In the first clip, I'll be including a breakdown of the products, including the prices, and after that, I'll proceed into the application of the makeup. So yeah, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Here are the lip glosses. From left to right, we have Fly Gal, Featherless, Pout of Paradise, and Shut the Pluck Up. From left to right, we have Don't Flutter Yourself, Dare to Soar, and Hummingbird Hype. From left to right, we have Stop Ruffling My Feathers, Flock Party, and Hasta La Costa Baby. These are the metallic eyeliners. From left to right, we have Gilded Wings and Winged and Wild. This is the lip scrub and Picker Up. And the last item of the collection is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer Water Spray. Okay guys, so we're starting with the eyebrows done and the eyes already primed. I don't know what eye look I'm going for, so I'll just basically be bouncing back and forth between the 3 quads. I know initially I'll be going into the Hasta La Costa Baby palette, and I'll be using this brow bone shade to highlight my brow bone and the transition shade for the transition area. Also, I've already used the lip scrub. It is of watermelon scent. Very gritty. I did like it. After I did my scrub, I applied like a menthol tint just to condition my lips before I apply any of the liquid lipstick. So yeah, let's get into the eyeshadow and see what look we can come up with. So that transition shade really isn't showing up for me because of my skin tone. And I don't see any other color in the other quads that will be as a transition shade either. So I'm going to go into the Morphe 35O palette. And I'm going to take this real mustard-like shade here and apply this as my transition shade. Okay, so I'm going to try the Stop Ruffling My Feathers quad. And I'm going to attempt to see if this transition shade here will show up. I'm going to apply this in my crease area. So let's see. And this is actually a little too cool tone and actually a little bit too light for the crease shade. So I'm going to go back into this Morphe 35O palette. And let's see what shade we're going to take here. I'm going to take this shade here. This pretty chocolate shade right here, and put this into my crease area. Just to deepen it more, I'm going to go into this shade here. And like I said, I don't know what look I'm going to come up with, so I'm just playing around. And I'm going into this shade here to my transition area just to lighten it up a bit so it won't be so dark. And now I'm just going to keep deepening my crease. And now I'm going to take some LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cool Tan. And I'm just going to carve out the middle of my eyelid just to make like a spotlight eye, like a halo eye. I'm thinking of taking this gold shade and placing the gold shade directly in the middle of my eye, and then taking this maroon, this pretty burgundy maroon shade, and blending it out on the outer corner. So let's see if that works. I wet the brush to see if I could get a little bit more pigment to show up. So I did not know I was recording. So all I've done now is, after the application of that gold shade, I've taken this shade here and blended it between the gold and the brown crease color. So I'm just going to finish applying that. Okay, so this is not a part of the summer limited edition collection, but I do have the Wet n Wild liquid eyeliner in black, so I'm going to create a wing liner with this. Okay, so now that I've applied the black eyeliner, I want to add just a little bit more drama to the look. So I'm going to take the metallic eyeliner in Gilded Wings. And this is part of the summer collection. And I'm going to basically just create another wing on top of the black. We'll see how that looks. Not perfect, but I think it'll do. So now, since I somewhat know what I have going on with this eye, I'm going to go off camera, do this eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I've completed this eye, we're going to move to the face and then come back and finish the eyes. So for the face, I prime with the Laura Geller Tinted Makeup Primer, just because I like a dewy hydrated skin. But I'm also going to go into the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer Water Spray. And this is part of the collection as well. So Wet n Wild do have a foundation line. And the two foundations I have, one is too dark, one is too light for me. The darker shade is Mocha, and the lighter shade is Caramel. So what I'm going to try to do is mix both of the foundations together and blend it out to see if I can get a somewhat workable color for my foundation. So we'll see. So first I'm going to take the shade Caramel, just because I think the Mocha shade may be too dark. I'll use primarily this shade, but use this shade to darken this shade up a little bit. So we'll go in with this first. And this foundation does not have a pump, but it does have like a really large spatula, and I like it. So let's do one side to see before we cover the entire face with foundation that might not match our complexion. Yeah, I'm gonna make it work. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and put the foundation on, and then we'll move on to concealer. Okay, so I've blended it all out. Of course, the shade is not an exact match to my complexion, but I'll make it work. By the time I put the concealer and powder my face, it'll all come together. But the foundation is a medium coverage. It has not dried down yet. It's still a little bit sticky. But once I set it with the powder, that'll be fine. But yeah, the coverage isn't bad. But the foundation appears to be on the more of a matte foundation. I have dry skin, so if you have dry skin, be sure to hydrate the skin before applying this foundation, so that it won't look cakey and stick to your dry patches. But yeah, this is the foundation. So Wet n Wild also have concealers. I don't think they have a huge variety of concealers. I think as far as the foundation, it's not a big variety, but it's a little bit of variety there. I'll put some shade ranges up here somewhere for you. And the concealer is in the shade Medium Peach. I don't know if this is going to be too light or not, but we'll see. Ooh, that's light. That is light. Ooh, that might be too light. Yeah, that's definitely a matte foundation. I can feel it drying down now. It's matte. I'm gonna mix some of the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cool Tan with this foundation, because this is definitely with the concealer, because this is too light. have the sponge and blend it out. Okay, so far the base makeup isn't looking bad at all. So I'm going to set my concealer and powder my face and bronze, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've set the concealer, powder, and bronze. We're gonna move on to the to blush. Now the baked blushes, you know, they have a shimmer to them. Not my cup of tea. I prefer a matte blush, and these almost look as if they could be used as a highlighter depending on how pigmented it is. So I'm just gonna go in with the easy hand at first to see if it could be used as a highlighter. So let's see. The shade is pretty. Oh yeah, this is definitely a highlighter. So I'll be using this as a highlighter. I won't be applying any blush. And this is Hummingbird Hype. So now that I've powdered my face, I'm going to go ahead and use some setting spray to take away a bunch of the powdery look. So I'll be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. Okay, so now I've set the face. I'm going to go in with some Tarte's mascara. And I like to put my mascara on after I use the setting spray, because if you don't, then the mascara will run onto your foundation. And we worked way too hard to get that to match, to ruin it. So while I let the lashes dry, I'm going to go back to the eyes to finish that. So I think I'm going to take, let's see here. I think I'm going to go back to the Flock Party palette and use this shade here for my inner corner. Okay, so for the lash line, I kind of want to use this bluish greenish shade here. This is in the Hasta La Costa Baby palette, this bluish greenish shade. But first I'm going to go in and line my waterline with this eyeliner from NYX in the shade Azure. And it is like a light blue shade. So I'll line my waterline with this. Go down just a little bit into my lashes, and then come into this shade here with the flat brush and smudge it out. So I'm going to take this really flat definer brush and take this shade and see what we come up with. That shade is definitely more green than blue, but we'll roll with it. Woo. I don't know how I feel about this. It's done now. Alright. So I'm going to pop these lashes on and come right back. Okay, so I have the lashes on. The inner corner needs to pop just a little bit more for me. Not that the eyes need anything else, but I'm going to do it anyways. So I'm going to take this color right here. This is the Naked Cosmetics Holographic Highlighter Collection. They don't have names to the shades, but I'm going to take this shade right here and pop it in the inner corner. There we go. Okay. So for the lips, I've been debating on what I wanted to do. So I think I'm going to take the lip pencil made by MAC in the shade Cork. And then I'll be using the Wet n Wild liquid lipstick in the shade Nudie Patootie. And I chose this shade simply because the eyes are already dramatic. So I need more of a nude soft lip. So, and it looks a bit too light or too nude. But that's why I went ahead and did the brown lip liner to, and then I'll blend it out. Okay, so I think the lips need just a little bit more color. So I'm going to add one of the glosses. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. This one is probably a little bit too pink for the color. And this is more of a softer pink. So I'm going to go in with this one first to see how it looks. And this is Featherless. I think I'm going to add some of this too. And this is Fly Gal. Let's just play around with it and see what we come up with. Okay, I think I may have preferred Fly Gal after all. Just looking at it, I was like, no, just because it appeared a little bit more pink. But it ended up turning out really nicely. So yeah, I like these. So yeah, this is the finished look. I like it. I know the eyes may be a bit much for some people, but at the end of the day, it's just makeup. It washes off. You can add what you like, take off what you don't. So yeah. So what we'll do now is just do a little bit of a recap on the products that I used. My least favorite product of the collection were the eyeshadows. And like I said before, for the price, I mean, you can't really be too mad at it. The thing is, I probably could have used a lighter eye base just so that the eyeshadows could have shown up a little bit more on the eyes. But, I mean, in the end, it worked out. The blushes, they say blush, but I definitely would use them as a highlighter, not a blush. They are very pretty. So they were a thumbs up for me. The lip glosses were also a plus for me. As far as the eyeliners, the pigmentation is fine. I mean, they dried down, so they're not transferring into other parts of the eyeshadow. The thing is, though, you just have to take your time with this and just gradually keep going back in to apply more eyeliner. But as far as the pigmentation, I like it. As far as the brush application, I like it as well. Yeah, the scrub was fine. The setting spray was fine. Overall, like I said, the collection was only $34.99 for all of those products. That's a plus. Eyeshadows could have been a little bit more pigmented, but like I said, each quad was only like $2.49 or $2.99 or something like that. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? It's just that the transitions colors that I tried to use, my skin tone was a little bit too dark for those. But as far as the shimmery shades, they went on okay. Like I said, not as pigmented as I like, but for the price, they'll work. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope you like the makeup look. I like it. It may be a little bit much for some, but it's up my alley. So yeah, be sure to leave me comments on what you would like for me to do next. Leave me comments on feedback. I'm all here for it. Never mind the raggedy ass braids. We're here for the makeup today, okay? So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.